Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. First and foremost, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I wish each of you that do actually make New Year's resolutions all the best. I actually stopped that years ago because I figured, you know what, why can't we just be the best version of ourselves each and every day? Strive to do that. And that's what I strive to do, is be the best version of myself each and every day and improve on myself. And I'm just not that New Year's resolution type of girl. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody is doing well. Down here in the South, we've been truly spoiled with all the warm weather we've been having the past few days, and now it is like freezing. I just left this evening to go and buy my kids thermal undershirts and thermal pants, gloves, I call it stockings. I can't even think of the name, but the tights you wear underneath your clothes. But anyway, so we've been really spoiled with all the good weather. And now that it's cold, it's like unbelievable. So you guys, I wasn't actually going to film this week because I've been so busy. Kids go back to school tomorrow, so I've been busy with my babies all evening. I just got through doing the girls' hair, ironing their uniforms, and while I was ironing uniforms, I actually got a message and I was like, this is a sign. I need to film. So it's now, I think, 11:30. I'm trying to get out at least 3 videos because there's one that I just cannot miss out on. So if you see me in the same top, please don't judge. I'm just trying to kick these 3 videos out because it needs to be put out. My husband's still at home recovering. Thank God he's doing well. All is good. Thank you to all those who have been querying about him. He's doing fantastic. My babies go back to school tomorrow. Thursday, I go to Atlanta to pick up my parents. And I know a lot of you may be asking, well, why don't your parents just fly into where you live? You guys, this is how my parents are. They don't have patience, basically. So they normally catch a direct flight from South Africa to Atlanta. So having them connect flights, they will not do it. They haven't done that I'm living here in Alabama, what's going on 12 years. And all the time, they will fly directly into Atlanta and they will summon me and ask me, please come and pick us up, because they feel it's more quality time spent with us than to sit at an airport, wait for the connecting flight, collect baggage, all that. Whereas I can just drive up to 6 hours. My dad thinks I'm not getting old. But anyway, so Thursday early hours Friday morning. I'll leave at about 1 o'clock in the morning because they arrive at 8 o'clock. So I'll actually drive to Atlanta and then just drive all the way back. So it's a lot. It is a lot. And school starting back up tomorrow. So that's back to the kind of drive, doing all the driving. But you know what? It's all for a good cause. My babies deserve the best education. What benefits them, I will sacrifice, and I'll do whatever it takes to benefit them. That's my spiel, and I would appreciate it if you guys do not see me post next week. I apologize, but as I said, my parents are flying in and they're actually immigrating to the United States, so it's going to be a lot of adjusting and a lot of things to do for them. So not that it's your problem, but I'm just saying if I don't. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. Also, please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. So since I've been covering KJ, okay, I've got a lot of pushback in regard to I'm obsessed with her, I'm jealous of her, leave her alone, all that kind of stuff. And for the most part, it's just like, you know what, whatever. It doesn't affect me. But then it's also, I get people that come to me and tell me their stories about how KJ has cheated them. And it's not for me to come and tell you guys. It's not my story to tell. It's for these people to actually tell their stories. And for the most part, you guys know, a lot of people have started their own channels because of what KJ has actually done to them, how foul she's been, disrespectful, all that, okay? But there was something that I came across the other day. It was a comment in one of my videos, and I actually responded to this person. And let me tell you guys, I don't normally respond because there are so many people that do respond. Not that I asked them to, but I've asked them not to, but you know what, they still will respond. And there's this one persistent person that I absolutely adore, you know, not for the sake of her pushback, but she gets what I'm trying to do, you know, and not to say nobody else gets it, but for the most part, she's the one that responds to these people. And Laura Croft Eyes, I see you. You are absolutely amazing. You are absolutely amazing. But don't get me wrong, I'm not signing off on this and saying, oh, people need to defend me or people need to take up for me. No, no, no. I can't tell people what to do. But all I'm saying is don't defend me, don't take up for me. Like I said, I had this interaction with a certain person. And let's get into it. So this person says, and thank you for telling me how dumb I am. So I said, refresh my memory. I didn't mean to put if. So when did I call you dumb? That's what I meant to say. And she responds back and says, I'm not going to watch you again. But at one point you said, and she says, paraphrase, you must be dumb if you don't see this about KJ. Watch it for yourself, you will see. And then she says, so I guess your job is to criticize Katie Joy. They are public figures, they make money and represent a harmful thing. I was part of the IBLP. I'm very happy for all Katie Joy has said, and it's her job. She is snark of reality television. I'm so happy for her. I guess you are trying to make money off Katie Joy for your constant criticizing of her. Get a life. I responded, you should be ashamed of yourself. These kids were born into this horrific life by no choice of their own. Why must they be criticized, demeaned, and targeted? They know no better. Why are you guys not helping them, especially you that has been in the IBLP? Josh, Michelle, and Jim Bob have at them. The majority of the kids are adults and are brainwashed, but no one wants to step in and show them the light. Then she says, I was in the IBLP. I had no choice once I became an adult. I learned and used critical thinking skills to realize what was happening was wrong. They stay in it because daddy gives them their income. Off the back, okay? She answered herself. There's basically nothing they can do because their financial situation is controlled by their parents. You get what I'm saying? So how do you expect them to just say, you know what, F it, I'm done. I'm gone. These kids have no proper education, which you've all learned from Katie Joy, which the other night in an Instagram live, which I'm going to get into another video, she mocks these people for their lack of education. Let's move on. The adults know right from wrong. They made a choice. Jill did, and she did the right thing. Don't shame people for giving their opinion. Your constant attack on KJ are obsessive and harmful to her and her family. Now hold up 1 second. I take offense to that. Because clearly, people, you will never find me coming after KJ and her looks. Never. How am I harming her family? Because I speak nothing but good things about her son. He is absolutely, there is nothing bad to say about him. And I'm not the type of person to go after people's kids. Are you fucking kidding me? So why are you putting this? Why is this person putting this on me in reference to Katie Joy's mental stability? That's not fair. And if this person wants to think I'm obsessed, I'm being obsessive, how come she doesn't see that with Katie Joy and her obsessiveness with the Duggars? Because let's be clear, okay? The Duggars is a minute fraction of the whole organization. And I get it. They were on reality TV. I get that. But then you get the Bates. They're also on reality TV. Why doesn't KJ go after the Bates? Does anybody ever think about that? I have a theory. And probably she knows that the Bates will come after her. Since he's high up there in the organization, he's not going to blink twice to put her in check. That's just my theory. But anyway, let's move on. You have targeted her personally for a show she does to support herself. It's a reality show snark program. There are others like Funny Friday, which uses much more aggressive language against fundamentalists. I watch Jen from Funny Friday. She brings the receipts. She tells you facts. She doesn't go on people's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, stalks them, takes a picture of whichever social media platform and comes up with her own story about these Duggar kids. No, she doesn't do that. She comes with facts. She lets you know the in and outs of these organizations. Let's be clear about that, okay? And there's no way, in my humble opinion, that you can ever even compare the two, because KJ doesn't come close, in my opinion. So can we not insult Fundy Friday? I truly appreciate that. I am very happy the damage done to me has been exposed and attacked by KJ, by Jen, for Fundy Fridays and others. Not everyone is like you, Renelle. Get a grip, lady. I don't agree with KJ on everything, but who the fuck cares? I am glad, happy, elated for the shows she has done to highlight the problems in them. When they get the message, maybe they can change. They are adults. They are personally responsible for their choices. Now, you see, this is the issue I take with this. This person, okay, was raised in this organization. Not to the extreme extent the Duggar kids were raised. And I'm talking about they were on television for majority of their life. They were brainwashed to the extent that they feel that the world out there is bad people. So when they do come to adulthood, they're going to look at a person like me and say, that curses and that swears like a sailor, oh, I don't want to be like that. Oh, I'm quite comfortable where I am. Their choices are not very extensive. They can't even think for themselves, so how can they have a choice? They are basically told what to do, how to act, how to feel, which I learned that from KJ. So I don't see where you expect them to be like you, this person, who feels that once she grew up into adulthood, she felt she started learning critical thinking, but also she got to realize that she wasn't, and in my opinion, it doesn't sound like she was brought up the exact same way, being financially independent on her parents that controlled everything about her life. She must have been exposed somehow to the real world. But that's just my thinking. Truly, it's just my thinking. We cannot help them by using gentle words. You don't use gentle words to criticize KJ. So who really should be ashamed of themselves? Can I explain something to you? One thing I will never ever be is ashamed of who I am. The good or the bad. You see, because the good makes me feel like I'm doing something that's helping somebody else. And when it comes to the bad, I'm not going to feel ashamed, because those are life lessons that I've learned and that I have changed to be who the person I am today. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to treating the next person the way you want to be treated, even if I'm not given the same treatment. But I will still be that better person, because it's going to make me sleep better at night and know that I'm not being that bad person. You don't use anything gentle to speak to me. You shame me right off the bat. I am a disabled woman with low income who suffers from severe depression. Sometimes life is too difficult for me. Maybe you should think about how your words hurt others. Maybe one day say something awful about KJ and it makes her suicidal. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Maybe you should listen to your so-called idol, KJ, because she was the one to say, if you can't stand the heat or you can't be on this platform and have a thick skin, don't be on the platform. And that goes for KJ too. So you can't put that on me. Definitely not. Because when I sit on my channel and I talk about KJ, I use her own words. I'm not saying my things. I'm not saying anything about KJ. I'm just putting out there on how vile KJ is, how disrespectful KJ is. And it's all about KJ. It's not even about the survivors. How would you feel then, lady? The Duggars intentionally put themselves in the public light, so are therefore responsible for any criticism they receive for their preaching. Criticizing them, especially when it comes to child sexual abuse materials and incest by Josh, is totally acceptable. So get a grip. My response, I have a very strong grip, and to my knowledge and in my opinion, if it wasn't for Derek, Jill could still be in that situation. And as for them being adults, they are brainwashed and are not allowed to feel or see no better. I have never attacked KJ personally, and as for Jen and the others, they do proper research and reports on facts and never flip-flop. Name one positive thing KJ has done for those kids. They need help, in my opinion, and if you want to take up for KJ, advise on how to be a true advocate for them and help them to see the light and try get them out of the grips of their evil parents. It truly does go on, you guys. And she says, so you think Jill is unable to think for herself. So who was it that convinced me to get out of the cult? Because it wasn't a man or Derek or anyone else. Get a grip means find something more important to do than attack KJ for a living. If Jill was still in the grips of her parents, do you think Jill would have questioned her dad? I don't think so. Guys, the way I see it is that Jill was Jim Bob's favorite daughter, the way I saw it. Maybe I'm being too harsh by saying that, but that's the way I saw it. So when it came down to when she met Derek, I felt, or the way I interpreted it was, he opened her eyes to see what is going here is just not right. You need to start asking questions. We need to find out what is going on. That's the way I see it. I'm not saying Jill has no brains. Yes, I do think that if it wasn't for Derek, Jill, not that she wouldn't think for herself, because Derek was looking out for her. He saw how she was being shortchanged. And he had questions. So he obviously spoke to her in a way to say, but what is going on? And she let him in. And then they came to the conclusion of, no, we need to start asking questions. That's just the way I see it. But then it's like I said before, it's like Katie Joy's supporters can't use your own critical thinking. And then she goes on and said, get a grip means finding something more important to do than attack KJ for a living. Far from the truth. KJ's name is not that lucrative. Let's be clear, okay? This basically is not even my Starbucks obsession. And if you truly want to know, every month AdSense come in. It goes to people that truly deserve it, that truly need it. And I don't mind showing you receipts. I can tell you the last thing that I did do with last month's AdSense. I distributed it and I still have packages that I need to send out to people because of the work that they do that I so truly appreciate, that they themselves are taken for granted. And I feel they deserve much more. And how can I repay them? By doing something kind and generous. So what I do here on YouTube does not affect what goes on under our roof, lady. Let's be clear about that. You don't have a grip because you will keep asserting these people have no power to think for themselves. They don't. How many times has KJ said that? Are we listening to two different people? Unbelievable. You don't even respond to my comments. You just reiterate your own without actually thinking about what I said. Why do you even bother responding to me? Huh? First she says you didn't even respond to my comments. And then she's telling me, why do I even respond to her? This is some fucked up mental gymnastics. But anyway, you value no opinions other than yourself, other than yours. And if people agree with you, you value them. But if they offer another opinion, you just shame them and tell them how wrong they are. It is a form of gaslighting. Isn't that just a giveaway that this is definitely KJ's audience? But anyway, these are the things you told me. 1, the Duggars cannot think for themselves and are thought slaves in everything they do except for Joel, because Derek thinks of her now she is somehow free. My experience means nothing to you, even though I know exactly what kind of cult they belong to. You actually do target KJ personally. You don't criticize her opinions. You say how evil, narcissistic, and terrible she is. I stand by that. That is personal. No one at all can help the Duggar adults. Not one person. Calling to light the damaging cult in which they are involved is critical to them. Seeing the truth, many of them read KJ and others. That didn't make sense. So that is important. KJ is a reality TV commentator and snarker. She has no responsibility to help any of these adults in their family. None. So you are okay with knowing what these kids have gone through all their life because you belong to the same organization, okay? You got out of this organization when you became an adult and you started using critical thinking to know that what you were being taught was wrong and something wasn't. I'm just paraphrasing here. So, it's okay for you, for KJ to demean, target, degrade these Duggar adult kids because you butt hurt about how they were raised. Am I making sense? Is that in a nutshell? Because I don't see how that works. How can you be okay with the person from a secular world, okay, that knows right from wrong, that knows good from bad? How can you be okay with her targeting, harassing, stalking these kids that you know has never been exposed to a proper education, never been taught critical thinking, has never been taught what they are entitled to, and are taught that they cannot do what they want to do? So you okay with her being so ugly, demeaning, targeting them, harassing them, stalking them, so she can profit from it? So at the same time, she's profiting from your trauma and still not doing a damn thing to help these kids, or not doing a damn thing to rectify the hardships that you went through via this cult. I don't get it. Why? She has no resources for them. With all the time that KJ has been covering the Duggars, I think this is only the second time she's mentioned resources for this organization that could help these kids. So, but anyway, let me finish this. My mind is going all over the place. The only help the Duggars are going to get is the help they personally seek with their own minds and power. This is how free societies work. I do not need to advise KJ on anything. She runs her own show business and does it in the way she wants to. Who cares? Let her talk and don't listen to her if you don't like it. Find another way to promote your own channel instead of reaming her for her content. Be original. Have some talent. Find a way. So this is where you guys, honestly, I felt conviction. And I instantly felt remorse for having this back and forth with this woman. These are the type of people that support KJ. These are the people that are so hurt by this organization So in turn, what did they do? They turned to the Duggars that were on national television. And let me be clear about one thing. I'm not coming to the defense of Jim Bob Duggar, Michelle Duggar, or Joshua Duggar. They are all pieces of shit. Period. So, this woman is taking her anger and her resentment out on the Duggars. And in my opinion, she should be taking it out on her parents for exposing her for this, for raising her this way. The Duggars have nothing to do with it. They're just part of the organization. And yes, I understand. They were on television. That was their way of promoting this cult. But then use your experience, in my opinion, to warn people about this family. To say what they're spreading on television is not even a piece of the truth of who they truly are. They're abusers, in my opinion. As again, you guys, I said I felt this conviction, I felt this remorse, I felt this, I need to apologize. So in turn, I responded to her and I said to her, I would like to apologize to you for offending you. I am so sorry for everything you went through as a child and is going through now. It is not my place to make you feel any kind of way. We can disagree on KJ. With respect, you continue to support whoever fills your heart. I wish you the best. I will not stop covering Katie. She hurts a lot of people. And then she responds by saying, that makes me very sad. Because what you think of her, you are becoming. And you guys, that's it. I was not going to go back and forth. I totally knew who I was dealing with. It was going to go nowhere if we continued. And like I say, I felt the conviction from the Lord to say, you're fighting a losing battle. These are the type of people that are supporting KJ, that are taking out their anger, what their parents, the position their parents put them in, because their parents chose to raise their kids in this organization, okay? So their revenge or their way of getting back to their parents or trying not to offend their parents, they want to go after the Duggars, who, by all means, they came on reality television trying to promote their religion and make it look like it was so good. And me personally, maybe I'm not built that way, but I didn't watch them because of their religion. I was just so fascinated on how you can have so many kids and raise so many kids, but also I didn't see all this going down, you know, but that's television, you guys. At the end of the day, this was a learning lesson for me. You know, you don't know what the next person is going through. I just took offense to how she felt. This person felt that these kids have a choice. They can just step out tomorrow and they can just go live a free life. Think about it, you guys. They spent their life in this organization. They were taught from coming out of the womb to where they are now, all these things that are just not true. It's like us, the way we were raised, you know, in the free world. We know right from wrong. We know good from bad. That's coming from their parents. So they believe everything their parents tell them. And unfortunately, Jim Bob has them tied in chains financially. And yes, probably one day somebody will see the light. But what gives KJ the right to stalk, harass, demean, and target them for just who they are? What gives KJ the right to expose their kids? What? It's not her place. Those kids of the Duggars, the grandkids of Jim Bob and Michelle, they deserve their privacy. Why the fuck does she feel the need to take pictures off of their parents' Instagram, post it on her Instagram, and be so vile to those kids and still watermark it as her own? So, like I said, you guys, feel free. Go ahead, support who you want to support. Watch whoever you want to watch. I'm not telling you not to watch KJ, but I am going to come on here and tell you right from wrong. Like I just mentioned about the kids should be off limits. Off limits. Just the other day in one of our YouTube lives, she mentioned the little girl, Emily. It's nobody's business. Emily wasn't part and parcel of all this. What did KJ go ahead and do? Gave a whole long essay about this Emily child. What do you think all those salutes of hers is going to go do now? They're going to go and look for Emily. And that's how fucking manipulating Katie Joy is. She'll put a little grain of something for somebody to come pick up on. And then it blows up. But you guys, this video has gone on way too far. I thank you very much for watching, for taking the time. I'm not stopping. I truly am not stopping. Because for all the emails that I read, that people have come and confided in me about their experience with Katie Joy, no human being should be put through that or used in that way. That Katie Joy uses these people, demeans these people, that she treats like animals for her monetary gain. No, absolutely not. Not on my watch. But I will keep calling her out for it. Even if you'll call me a KJ hater, I'm obsessed, do what you want to do. That doesn't affect me. I know who I am. Keep at it. So you guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Please be safe out there and please be kind to one another, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.